Let me start over. Chaturanga what? I hate talking. I just hate it. Let's talk Chaturanga Dandasana. Chaturanga meaning four-limb dandasana stick pose. This is the movement in your sun salutation or other flows of the yoga practice where you step your feet back, planting the hands right onto the shoulders and lower halfway down to the earth or all the way, lifting into some sort of back bend before traveling your hips back to downward facing dog. Key thing, shoulder stability, wrist strength, core strength and stability. So let's start with the easiest, first and foremost option if you are just starting out. Coming from a halfway lift, plant your hands, step back, take a breath in, try to line your hips up from the heels to the shoulders, and then exhale, simply lift the hips back into your downward facing dog. Option 2, step back into your plank, find a kneeling plank, and then bend at the elbows to lower so you get that practice motion. Press back up, and then send your hips back into downward facing dog. Some things to keep in mind. The placement of your wrists in your plank pose should not be so far back that your shoulders are at a far angle out over the fingertips, or the wrist should not be so far forward that your shoulders aren't nice and evenly stacked. You should feel like you can press up out of the L shapes of the hands, out of the palms, kind of like a Spider-Man grip of the mat, and that you're really strong in that back body, not sinking between the shoulder blades, not sinking in the hips. Your thighs are even active here. It's a huge core strengthener just to hold this plank. And you should feel that nice tuck of the elbows in towards the ribs, not like a huge squeeze, so that you're rounding in for the chest, but keeping that chest and heart open while still stabilizing through that shoulder. So not here and not sagging. So on your toes, you'll know you'll be ready to lift up from a kneeling plank. If you can stabilize, halt your progress before dropping. It should not be a belly flop all the way to the mat, unless you're planning to go into a baby cobra.